Hello, welcome to Metaverse Degen. I'm Lion.
I'm the old man Raptor, and our guests are, and thanks for coming back, Mark, but we got a new person in the bunch, and you are, sir?
My name's Ike. Nice to meet y'all.
Hey, nice meeting you, Ike.
Also, viewers, don't forget, if you want retextures on your avatars, down below will be the contacts of Snuff, who redid our avatars for us. Does an amazing job. Check down there.
Yep. Whoop, whoop.
So what is it you do here in the Metaverse and VRChat?
I just simply do about pretty much what most people do within the community. Just really making TikToks, trying to spread as much love and positivity as I can within the
God
community,
damn it.
and just
I don't
trying to
know
make
how
as
they
much
get
of a
away.
difference as I can.
Okay.
Do you want to go on that phone?
God damn it. Son of a bitch. Jesus fucking Christ. There's too much shit on this table. Fuck, I'm touching everything, God damn it. Fuck, I feel like I already had Chinese food. I already had Chinese food today. What the fuck? Sorry, folks.
So, how'd you get involved in VR to get to where you are?
Well, it was actually all the way back in 2020 it started. I had got my first job, saving up for a PC, eventually got my PC, and just eventually on TikTok, I just saw a bunch of people using VR headsets, VR games, and I was like, why not? So I saved up for one, and I made the terrible decision with getting a Rift S, and I'm stuck with this.
Oh.
At least you're here, though.
Doesn't matter what headset.
At least I'm here,
That's
exactly.
what matters most, right?
That's what.
Exactly,
matters.
yeah.
Funny thing
Okay,
is
this is
I don't
This is getting very fucking tiring. Goddamn son of a bitch. Get the fucking God damn it. How does it not go away? I'm not doing anything. It's tagging me. Sorry, folks. Got to get rid of shit. Be right back. No. Keep going. Don't interrupt.
well, I don't think
I'm getting rid of this crap.
I don't think the Rift is a big problem. I've met someone with a Windows mixed reality headset, one of the first VR headsets. He still uses it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Lolly?
Oh, wow. That's what it was.
Yeah,
Lolly
Lolly
Police.
uses them. Yeah, Lolly Police uses it.
Alright. I just thought they were a Rift S or something, eh? Or the first. What was the first Rift called? Was it a Rift S? And what was the first Rift?
I think it's just called a Rift.
CD1?
Yeah,
Just
I
the
think that's-
Rift.
Yeah, I think it was just a Rift.
It was the Rift S I had initially. That was the first headset before I got the Valve Index, and that treated me really well. It got me into VR. Well, I can't obviously.
You want to trade?
I'm not gonna give it any.
I'd be more than happy to.
After
You could
the
just sell both of
episode,
the Rift
after
S's and then just buy another one.
Big gameplay.
Big brain, exactly.
I knew there was a reason why I liked Drake.
Well,
Just because I can make profits.
crazy thing is you can get a Valve Index refurbished on Amazon for like less than $400. Well, it's just the headset.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you can get like less than 400, get a refurbished Index. Then you have to buy the base stations and the controller separately, but those are like 140 each for both the base stations
Well,
and the
thanks for
controllers.
saving me money.
Yeah, no problem. If you're looking to get in VR, I think it's a lot cheaper to buy it in pieces than dropping the $1,000 plus $1,000 to $1,200 on a headset kit.
Oh, yeah.
$400 refurbished headset, $140
Mhm.
for one controller, so it'd be about $280 for two controllers, then another $280 for two separate base stations. It's a lot more affordable over time than it is like
yeah.
a bunch.
No,
Hmm.
absolutely. Yeah.
So you got to
'Cause when I got
understand something. You got to understand something, Ike. See, Lion, that's how Lion put his car together. Just pieces here, there, and wherever we could find it. He drives things like that.
Well, you see, it started when I was one, and I first got the engine.
Your parents are paying for you. Yeah, well,
My parents' rates be right.
And eventually I turned 30 and the car was finished.
No.
and he's got a new 2021 in the front yard. I don't know how he did it, but yeah, he got it all put together. You know.
Very good.
Vamp parts are by the way. Go for the future shit.
Gotta use your brain.
So what do you do now? So what do you do in VR now besides screwing around like the rest of us do? Won't mention any names, but you know.
Pretty much the same as y'all. Screw around, just either watching movies, hanging out with friends, joining meetups, so on and so forth, doing collabs with other peeps, came out on videos, just normal stuff like that.
So,
Okay.
how'd you get into the TikTok community?
Let's see. It started around. I think I'm coming up to a year in 7 days, or I think 4 actually.
Really?
Yeah. Originally started off with I love content. I won't go into depth, but just started off with IRL content at first, building up just a tiny little community with a couple friends of mine at the time, and eventually I think I just saw people like a bunch of furries just posting stuff on TikTok through VRChat, and I found it very, very intriguing. And I was like, hey, I got that game. I'm pretty sure I can figure out how to record this on my own. And just decided, yeah, just decided one day to go at it, and that's when it all started.
Damn. Good to know. Now, one last question before we go into the fun stuff. If there's something that VRChat or VR could change to make things easier for what you do and like to do, what would you suggest?
That's a good question. Nothing really comes to mind whenever I really think about it. I mean, pretty much on my side, I'm satisfied with everything that has been given to date, and so far the improvements and the beneficial standards. Oh,
Okay.
I lost track.
Well, that's one right there's one of his benefits that he wished would be okay and better. Not to fly around like a chicken with its head cut off. Yeah, I got you. Okay, no problem.
Well, speaking of tracking, did you guys know Vive is coming out with a more quest-friendly tracking setup for full body?
Actually, I did not. No, that
Yeah.
you literally think the first time you mentioned it earlier today, like maybe 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
That's news to me, actually.
I thought it was great.
I think I saw it earlier on
Fucking
TikTok
great.
as well, like the little one that
So-
attaches to the little front part of it.
More than that.
No.
It's
No.
actual full body. Now, it runs with a set of cameras, so whenever your leg moves, the cameras will track where your like arm or leg is going, and it will bring that part with it. So it'll function like a Vive tracker, but it'll be cameras, so it'll be equipable with your Quest. All self one-unit tracking, so you won't have to have anything fancy like base stations or a computer. The trackers and the Quest will work together. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I was
it's
gonna
got a
say, but there
small
will be
pro-
trackers still.
Wow.
Yeah, there'll
Yeah,
be.
it's got a small processor in it that runs a chip. It's got a chip into it, so it works like that and everything else. And it's made for fools like us that, you know, are Quest. So,
No, absolutely, yeah. That's really interesting. That's quite good to know as well, because like it's nice to because I know there could be issues with like connecting like full body with like quests and stuff. Like there is, it's a harder process than just a Valve index, but like it's nice to know that there might be things coming out that can help quest users.
I believe.
Can I get the full body? That's nice. You know.
It is nice that there are people working with the Quest too, so I can get the VR experience as well.
Absolutely, rather than just forgotten about. Because like for a while, I did think like it was all being favored towards the more the Vive stuff or the Valve index, rather than like the Quest users. You know, like, and it's nice to see the inclusion there. Actually, it's really nice.
Yeah, I believe Sony's also doing. Yeah, Sony's also making their own little trackers as well, but I think that's only available in Japan. You buy a pack of 6 little coins, about the size of a little bigger than a quarter, I think.
Mm-hmm. You're right, Line. I've checked into those. Yeah, you're right. What's nice about that unit doing the read up on it and everything else like this, what they were talking is what it's based off is to do what you're here, but taking your phone. So if you were out and had it underneath your clothes or anything like that and was walking, the avatar that you have would be recording in real time in the real world, but as an avatar. You would nobody'd see it. You're not wearing an avatar. You're wearing your regular human walking around, but it'd pick up the back, but it'd show your avatar. It was designed for doing simpler ways to do anime or like pixels,
Animations.
The motion capture.
animation, stuff like that. See, they wouldn't have to have a blue screen or anything like this, like they do, because all they have to do is make your character be what you are, and you could walk in the real world, and then they could run it from there in any different form, and run it that way. So what you're doing is you're just getting feedback from it, and it was designed to work with quests, any headgear and stuff like this.
Fantastic.
But you could actually do all the recording just off your phone. It's actually doing everything off your phone. So you're recording everything down.
Brings me back to
That's
time where I've
impressive,
spoken to people who actually used their phones at one point as like a hip tracker. Like they would have like 2 feet trackers, and their phone would act as like a gyro sort of thing for like their waist, so they can still get like full body. Like it's amazing how you can actually like do that with a phone and like was it a Kinect camera? I think you could do that as well. Like,
Yeah.
it was
Like an
very
extra
basic version
360
of full
Kinect.
body. Yeah. Like it's amazing how people can get full body without necessarily
Buying full body.
splurging.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah, which is really nice to see. You know, again, it's a little bit more, inclusiveness. You know.
Yeah. A friend of ours yesterday did something wild to get himself full body. He bought himself, 3 Joy-Cons, like Nintendo Switch. Not Switch, but the old Nintendo Wii U controllers. Like the really long ones. And he strapped them to his feet and his waist. So he'll have full body. So the Joy-Cons would do the exact same thing a Vive tracker would do. So he just strapped.
It's actually genius.
If I just get blue tack and just get like an A4 bit of paper with like the 5 trackers and stick them on, do you think I'll get tracking that way as well? I could have saved money. You know, do you think that's a thing?
Yeah. Funny thing is he's
Don't
also
try it.
a small streamer too. This is hilarious. Yeah.
Guys, look at me.
It actually functions.
Wii.
I was quite surprised the Wii U Joy-Cons worked.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Honestly. That's probably the funniest like setup I've seen. Like heard of.
Joy-Cons, yeah.
God's admirer. Walking about with Wii controllers on your
Hey,
feet.
what kind of fucking trackers you have? Just a Wii? What?
Wii?
What? Are you out here? What? A Wii? What? People going, wow, what product's that? I gotta look that online. You just stand that person probably going, what a moron. No, it's my old weed system, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I'd be
Like I said, they keep if they keep going the way they are, and people, to my biggest thing is they're not getting you got everybody going a different direction. Instead of getting, we talk about this all the time, me and Line do, and everything else not on here, but they need to get all those ones that people that are coming up with these ideas and cram them into and make one setup for everything that works no matter what the deal is, and you get one hell of a product when you're done.
Yeah.
And I mean, if
like
you
one universal.
you got 6, you got one thing that does everything that's not so outrageously stupid, and it's going to. I don't care what it is. It's just like we talked about when microwaves first came out. Holy Christ, there were boat anchors, and they cost a small fucking fortune just for a microwave. I can buy a $50 one for practically nothing. But you know, you get your minds to everybody's minds. Now, don't get me wrong. Then everybody like Line goes, well, like Line says, well, then nobody's getting anything out of it. I go, yeah, you are, because your ideas that you've made this and this, and you're pushing it all into one. You're still using that general product that you've designed and cramming into one. You're still going to get the rights for your half. It's just how you work it, you know. But give them time. Give them time. Well, it's like I say, you got to remember in my time, hell, everything was in DOS form. You had 3 different fucking computers and you couldn't stick this into that one because it wouldn't work. Now look at Windows is on everything. So just, you know, it's just one of those things. Give it time. I might not see it, but you guys might. Yeah.
I'm sure
it's moving and hopping so fucking quick.
Oh yeah.
well.
So.
I'm sure at one point in time.
It's your phone. It's not the pizza guy. God damn it! Tell him to stop.
No, it's done now.
Jesus fucking Christ!
I don't know.
Yeah, see, that was a fast delivery. fast delivery. I told you not to eat,
I didn't order
you know.
pizza, damn it.
Oh,
If it's a pizza
okay.
guy, I'm more
You
concerned
have
about
to
other
try
I
it.
did
things.
for you. I did for you.
Oh.
I
Oh,
ordered it for
that's
you.
so
For
nice
inviting us
of
back
you.
here again.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
he got you.
I had
He got him one
pineapples on it just
slice.
for you.
Well,
You like,
even
you like pineapple pizza? Oh, okay.
no, I don't like pineapple
No,
pizza.
I don't know.
No.
That was a
That's
joke.
what I thought.
Fruit does
I was
not
going-
belong
I
on
was
pizza.
going, wait a minute.
It'll never belong on pizza.
Absolutely not.
That's what
Am I the odd one out here?
I like it on pizza.
Okay,
You're
okay.
not the only one. You're not the only screwball here.
Thank God.
It's okay. I've had anchovies on pizza,
He's
and you
not
look at that
judging, he
going,
was just chewing
why in the
them.
fuck are you putting a fish on top of my pizza? It does not make sense.
I did say
Oh,
that.
look at, then why in the fuck do you put fruit on your pizza? Because it makes it sweeter. What's your excuse? Yeah, see, yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
So one of the strangest things I saw someone
Yeah.
put on pizza was actually my sister when she was pregnant. She asked for a tuna fish pizza.
Ah, no words.
No words?
Eh,
No words for that.
I don't even know how that would taste.
You can tune a piano, but you can't tune
Yes.
a pizza.
You can't tune a fish.
you can't hear, yeah, you got it. That's actually an album. That's actually on an album.
Oh my lord.
What
Oh
album
my
is
lord.
that?
It's got where it's called tuna. It's got a fish holding a tuning fork in its mouth. I can't remember who the group is, but that's what the album looks like. I gotta look
Well, I'm just
that
going
up.
to
That's
echo
gotta
the
be
words
curious,
Of
yeah.
a certain band when it comes to pizza, right? Pineapple does not effing belong on pizza.
No, it
No
don't.
way.
Just a degenerate.
It's okay. We'll still accept you.
You have old man taste buds.
So, speaking back on the trackers thing, like I've seen a lot of people do some wild stuff in VR just to do things on their own. Like I already know 2 people who even handmade their own trackers. Like got their Adrenos, got all the electronics for it, threw it together. Hell, a friend of ours, Kior, is doing it right now. Just throwing everything together.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
That's amazing.
Like, how
How?
people can do that.
Any
Mhm.
man that does his fucking headgear in the side of his car, you tell me that he doesn't have curiosity to make shit in some other ways.
Well,
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious. He's got a fucking hybrid. He wears that in his car with his headgear on.
His car's
That's-
electronic.
That's an aptitude.
Yeah,
Oh
his
my.
car is an electric car, and he used his car as a computer to run his VR.
Oh my lord.
That's
Gotta do what you gotta do.
That's
Yeah, but can you
He did it
imagine
'cause he
walking by going, what the fuck is
There you
this
go.
shit? What the
Why
hell is
the
this
reason
guy
you need-
doing in his car? Flopping around like a chicken and he's got this thing on his head. People go, that's okay. We're used to it. No big deal. Just let him be. Yeah. Yeek.
You get used to it.
You get all right. It's okay. He's not driving anywhere. He's parked. How do you know? The keys are on. The keys are fucking inside the ignition. How do you know? Because you can't see where he's going. It's okay. No big
Well, at
deal.
least he's not drink driving. That's all that
Oh
matters.
yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay.
Just
Wait a minute.
because-
Wait a minute.
yeah,
Which one would you
okay.
prefer? Driving down the road with his headgear on, or have a bottle of fucking alcohol in his hand? Neither.
Well, to be
Neither.
fair-
Never mind. I never brought that up.
Just because you can't see while driving a VR headset doesn't stop people from texting and driving where you're not looking at the road.
That is a valid point. Very valid.
That is
Absolutely.
true.
Although,
See
Very
that all
true.
the time, by the way.
crazy,
All the time.
I think Apple's coming out with a VR car where you like wear a VR headset
Mhm.
while you're in the car, but you don't
Right,
have a
that
steering
reminds
wheel.
me of something else.
What's that?
That is interesting. Okay. Like I seen this. I don't know if it's the car's officially out or if it was just concept. But basically, do you know how a lot of cars nowadays have screens, where it's like it's like
Yeah.
a little touchpad and you can get your radios and stuff. Yeah. This I think it was like a Lamborghini, I believe, or like some Bugatti model. You were able to like put your hand in this like not like a bucket, but this like the dashboard basically, and it was like a hologram, and you like had to swipe like your hand like back and forth
Interesting.
to access the different features. Yeah, I was speaking to a friend about it a couple of years back, and he showed me the pictures of it, and I think it's a concept. because that's a lot of like, if you're driving, that's a lot of fidgeting to like access your stuff. That's a big distraction. Like if you're on the road,
Yeah.
like, you can't do that. But the idea was you would like literally like Star Trek or Star Wars, you would like sift through the menus with your hands. That was really
I'm gonna crash. Thank you, folks, for your patience. We do appreciate it, and this one will have some editing.
Get your ass up here, bitch!
I'm coming, damn it! My computer decided to have a fucking stroke.
That's all right. You're back.
Yeah,
All
see-
that matters.
See, he blames it on the fucking computer. Yeah, it's probably you pushed the wrong button like me over here. Don't know why I'm picking up shit I ain't supposed to.
To be fair, I'm not clicking any of those random buttons. And you mentioning the hologram car, there's actually a really old Ford. Is it a Ford? I think it's a Ford that has a hologram speedometer display. It's like a 2008, 2004. So it's not the first iteration of it.
yeah.
Things like that have exist.
I actually didn't know that. I did not know
Yeah.
that actually. No, I thought this was the first of its kind.
No,
Ah.
there are early iterations
That's
that
awesome.
you couldn't switch features and do other things with the car with it. It was just your
Yeah.
speed. That was all it was.
Just oh, that's pretty cool.
The feature. It's here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Speaking
come
to you
on,
guys
Ryan,
across the
would you
sea.
want to be going down the fucking road, just like the game you're playing now, and have the son of a bitch talk to you?
Maybe. It'd be like having Kit.
Think of.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, but problem is, you know how many people, when the Cadillac came out and it had ability to talk to you, oh, your door is jarred, please close your door, sir. That was the guy. I knew a guy that had one. Brand new fucking Cadillac had that system into it. He goes, I just like to rip the fucking chip out of it. Because you're going down the road and forget to turn the turn signal off, it'd sit there and tell you your turn signal is stuck on. It just drove him nuts going down the fucking road. And I go, what do you want it to do? Talk dirty to you? Right,
Son
you
of a
sure you
bitch.
don't want me to run the camera? You sure you don't want me to run the camera on the other side when you freeze so we can pick when you were picking on you so everybody else gets to see what the fuck's going down?
Think of the content. Think of the content.
Oh, yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Welcome
Twice in a
back,
row.
Sir Lion. We appreciate you being here. Did you enjoy your trip?
No.
See you next fall.
I had a stroke and went to
Please,
Neverland.
No?
Twice.
Asshole, why don't you take the rest of us with you? At least we won't age. At
It's-
least I might not age anymore, thank you.
Neverland is not what you think it is. It's a terrifying, horrible place.
Okay, well, there goes that kid's book, all the hell. We just threw it in
I
the
actually-
garbage can.
I actually heard a
Terrible
weird
to
theory on Peter Pan and Neverland and
Mhm.
Hook that Peter Pan is actually the villain and Captain Hook is trying to save the children from Peter Pan on kidnapping.
I've heard
them.
of this theory.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so. Yeah.
I've heard that theory too.
Like
Yeah.
he was like
The Grim Reaper or something. He was taking kids to effectively heaven, right? And then like they were
No.
trying to do something to the kids, but Captain well, that's
Although-
the one I heard.
No, I was like
Oh.
he's like kidnapping kids, and Captain Hook was supposedly trying to save the kids, or something like
Ooh,
that. I don't
that-
think it was a Grim Reaper.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird take.
Ooh.
It's one of those things that make you rewatch the
Interesting,
movie
though.
with a different light. Does not even look the same at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, like a whole different perspective.
Yeah. Disney gone wrong. Peter Pan's actually a bad guy.
I was gonna say something
Worse than the bad guy, but never mind.
Come on now. Let's hear your worst.
Ah, come on, we're here. Come on,
Come
don't hold the
on.
bus
You
down.
teased it, now
Pedophile,
say it.
Yeah,
pedophile.
Mark.
Pedophile.
Oh,
Why else does he want kids?
Was it? Fair point.
Hey, how do you know what when you go into the tree, what's underneath the tree? You might have one of the worst mining communities, and you just greedy little bastard that wants gold. You don't know what's underneath that tree.
Wait,
Oh, well, I suppose, yeah.
would that mean underneath the tree is where Epstein Island is? Is that why we never see Peter Pan or Epstein's Island?
Oh my god!
Oh my god, you might have solved it.
Ah,
You need to
solved
take this
it.
information ahead. You need to give this to someone.
Wow.
So that's why he's
Mhm.
kidnapping kids. Everyone, root for Captain Hook.
Maybe Trump
Wasn't a bad guy after all.
I don't fucking know.
Although, speaking of alternate realities and stuff like that, there was before VRChat, there was a really interesting game social platform called Second Life. Instead of VR, it was like a desktop game kind of thing. And had like just as many people as VRChat did before the success of the furry community was there. People ran clubs identical to what goes on here. And now they're developing a mobile game.
Of VR.
Yeah, well, not VR. No,
Like-
it's just like a phone game. Like they used to be the
phone game. Okay.
social application before VRChat. It used to be one of the biggest
I
things.
see.
Everyone did it. And now
Yeah.
looks like they may be they're coming back in some form. I'm not sure how, but
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
I thought it's something worth
Interesting.
bringing up. The VRChat before VRChat, it seems to be coming back, but I don't know if it will come back.
Like the predecessor.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah,
Ah,
the
that was-
predecessor.
Aye.
You learn something new every time you come here.
I must admit, you learn something new every time.
I'm surprised. There's a lot of people in VRChat who played Second Life beforehand. Like at least half the people I know around my
Yeah.
age have played it at least once.
It's crazy because I've only heard about this now. Like, and I've
Really?
been doing VR for a year now.
Yeah,
this
this
is
is
new. This is
Yeah.
new to me.
Second Life,
News.
as I said, it's like a living social media program thing. You can have an avatar, you can have your own home worlds, build worlds, avatars. They did something different though. Is what they did is you could develop clothes for your avatars as well, and there was monetary transaction. So they had an in-game
Ooh.
currency you could buy with real life money, and then you later can transfer the in-game currency for real money in the real world. So if you ran a club, for example, you charged admissions and all stuff like that, and you made a certain amount of income from it, you could then take the in-game currency and cash out in real dollars. My cousin played, and he bought his first car with that money.
That's actually insane. Like, oh my
Wow.
god. Like,
Yeah,
Whoa, that's crazy.
That's brilliant. Yeah.
and that was years
reminds me
before
of
VRChat
Sort of
existed.
similar about RuneScape, because I think RuneScape at one point, the RuneScape value gold or whatever the currency is in RuneScape, that actually had more monetary value than the currency of Venezuela at one point. So people in Venezuela were playing RuneScape and they were actually gold farming, I believe.
or farming for whatever it was.
There's a funny
Like, it was
reason.
nuts.
Like for a little while, one of the biggest economies in Venezuela, I think it was Venezuela or one of those countries in those areas that was mining for gold. That was one of the ways you can make money because the currency was so valueless. You could do current events and other
Yeah, that's
stuff.
right, yeah.
So people would sit and go to like the Wildy, for an example, mine for gold and dragon hide and all the quests and stuff, items, not just gold, items as well, and sell it for US dollars and other stuff like that to make money.
That's crazy, eh?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And I think it still goes on now.
Bonkers.
Like for
You know
most
what?
games.
Probably it was a friend of mine's that I brought up. Yeah, he brought up. Yeah, it was Venezuela was the place he said, but like you said, it might have been other multiple like South American countries.
Or, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
I wasn't exactly sure where it was.
I wouldn't be
But
surprised.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. Like you can get things for like Diablo 3 as well. It's another another game where similar empire exists where people will go for gold, items, quests, things you need, and you could buy them as well.
Mhm.
I'm pretty surprised at the same people. Video game farmers who make money. Although
Probably. Yeah, they'll move from game to game and platform
they
to
always
platform
do.
and stuff, no doubt.
where there's a way
They'll
to
find a way to
publicly trade items in gold, people will try and make money from it. It is just how
Oh
things
yeah,
go.
no doubt.
Yep. That's the way the world spins.
Although, how would you guys feel if something like a VRChat currency popped up?
Oh, good question.
Like a
Hmm.
tradable in-game currency that you can trade out, kind of like Second Life. That'd be pretty cool, I
That'd be
think.
kind of interesting, honestly.
Do
Yeah.
you think it might make it
Similar to like Gumroad, like you could like
That's what I was thinking. Like, what if they like
purchase
partnered
like,
with Gumroad?
assets or clothing for
Yeah.
avatars people can create on like Blender or Unity?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Good.
interesting. Yeah.
that could
And
be
then,
a
like,
thing. Yeah.
You could like
Mhm.
trade with other avatars and other people, like different assets and stuff. Maybe.
Yeah, like have a world where like you sell like VR shirts. You can download it from VRChat. You like spend the currency, and then right from VRChat you get the download link, which you get sent to a browser, obviously, and you get the Unity file or something like that.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Clubs
Yeah,
would be
no one's
also a
actually
different
ever-
way as well. Like if you'd have to pay an admission fee. It'd be like in-game five
That's-
VR bucks or VRChat bucks.
Or something, yeah.
Or the
yeah,
equivalent
VRC
to.
bucks.
And then clubs and other things can make money as well. You can run events and have them be monetized in a sense. And
So
then
like things like virality and stuff like that.
Like all the
Yeah.
admission fees could go towards like, yeah, I suppose, yeah. that's
and then another
interesting.
way, VRChat itself would
Yeah.
make money from it because people would have to purchase the currency. So
Ah,
everyone
So
wins.
on top of the potential
Yeah, and on top
Mhm.
of
buying VRChat Plus if you ever bought that. as
Yeah.
well.
Ah, right, yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
you could like
Maybe onto something.
but
there.
I don't think VRChat ever will, nor do I think they'll ever see this. But it would be an interesting concept. Like everyone wins.
That's it.
Your
makes
chat-
it-
Yeah.
Talking.
Yeah, I would like to see it because then content creators, whether it's people who make videos such as yourselves, making worlds or avatars, will have another way to make a couple extra
Mhm.
bucks, whatever that may be.
Absolutely, yeah. And some,
Oh yeah.
and some people
Like commission to get by. I know 2 or 3 people that do commissions solely as like their base income, but they're very good at it. So because of that, they get a lot of customers. Having a thing like that might actually benefit them as well because not only can they do their stuff, like they can spread their socials elsewhere in VR chat, where the assets are made for. People can come to them and do it that way with their VR chat box. They can like, like
Yeah,
get their income,
Mm.
make moolah, make
Yeah.
the monies.
make public worlds. Like so, you design shirts like what you're wearing, for example, and you can go up to a mannequin in VR chat, see it. Like I like this shirt, I want it. You buy it
Click.
right then and there.
Yeah. Is it compatible? Boop. Yep. Awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it. Honestly, I think it would be a way that VRChat can monetize itself without the other than VRChat Plus.
hmm
Wouldn't have to focus on investors and then do things like EAC.
Well, that's it. Yeah.
Because that was a blunder and a half. But hey, we're here now.
Well, yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That was probably the biggest no-no in my opinion that I've with VR chat that I've
Like in my experience of doing VR chat, that
EAC
Mm.
thing came out and it upset so many
Mhm.
people. Very much. so.
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
especially the user-friendly ones.
Of course, I was a part of the people that were upset about it. I mean, like, because with what was it, Melon Loader? What it was called at the
Oh yeah,
time
Melon
that
Loader.
everybody
Melon
used.
Loader, that's right. Yeah.
Mm.
Like, I mean, just like the camera movement mods and everything in general were just like even 10 times better than what VRChat has given us today, at least in my opinion.
Hmm. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people leave as well for like Melon Load or other mods like that, and there are other things that are brought up too during the whole incident. Like, what about people who can't hear and people who have hard time
Yes,
seeing and shit
exactly.
like that? Though
yeah,
to be
oh yeah, your
Mhm.
Well-
friendly ones, yeah.
although to
Yeah.
play devil's advocate to argue against those things is the group of people who would need those mods to play is too small for VRChat as a company to focus solely on.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Not to sound like a dick,
yeah.
but someone has to play the other side, and I don't mind being the
Maybe
bad guy.
realistic, but then it could be, but then you could be.
Again, speaking from a point where it's realistic, like that's probably
Yeah.
the point that
They had
Like,
to face, and
I
it was just like
believe-
there's such a small minority of people that are maybe deaf and blind and stuff. Absolutely, we want to try and include everybody. However, like you just pointed out, like
Yeah.
that's only a small minority.
one thing I would love to see more actually. To the last video, I just off it there, avatar protection. So avatars that get ripped and placed on Ripper stores. I feel like there needs to be something, whether it's VRChat Plus, but something needs to be done to protect the avatars that you get made. So like if you if you pay a commissioner for money to get a unique avatar the way you want it, great, cool, you can go somewhere and then somebody can rip it off you, sadly.
And then place it on the Ripper store somewhere. That's really harsh.
Well,
Because that avatar is no longer unique to yours if you did get it commissioned. That's quite upsetting,
Actually.
yeah,
Like,
there is something
really
VRChat can
sucks.
do as an encryption on their side for like your account avatars or worlds. There's encryption process they can do. Now, on the player side, what I found out from a friend of mine who's used to be a ripper that he now helps people against is you could actually put equivalent to a particle bomb attached to your avatar so that when it's ripped, the certain parts of your avatar break when you rip avatars. That just happens.
Right, I see.
So when you rip the avatar, that thing will break, that specific piece, and then when they load the file up in Unity, the particles will crash Unity. So they can never effectively use the file.
Oh my lord.
Now, he does that
That's
with his
savage.
I heard a little
avatars.
bit about that, yeah.
He
Yeah,
does that with
wow.
his avatars. Downside is they make it very unoptimized because you need millions of particles in your avatar. Now, people,
Yeah,
it would suck
yeah.
to load you. But the added bonus is if you have a bunch of stagnant particles designed to go off in Unity when certain things break, then at least you know, even if they ripped your file, their computer will go burr and Unity will crash and effectively can't re-upload it. And if they re-upload it, they're re-uploading something broken.
Absolutely. So there is a little bit of comfort, peace of mind in terms of
Of
Yeah.
that, yeah. At the
expense of having an avatar very unoptimized.
so in
Yeah.
public events like discos and virality stuff, you wouldn't be like
You would be there all day loading.
They'd hate you.
You wouldn't be they hate you.
yeah. Don't die.
Well, like
Oh
sounds
Jesus
good.
Christ.
some of his avatars that have this system are so big you lag by the fact he joins the room. Now, nothing happens when he joins in the world. The particles don't show on the VR side. But you still have to load everything. And everyone who has to load
And
them
sometimes
lags.
of
Yeah, but the added bonus of things like that is you can there's a particle limiter in VRChat they've added now. If you go in the settings and you have a particle limiter, you can say how many particles and stuff like that. So one of the
Yeah,
things that
that's
the
right, yeah,
melon loader used to do, like protect against certain crashing events, VRChat now has a feature of.
Mhm. Yeah, I've heard about that.
Like it's so there are some ways for things like particle bombs for Unity you can do to protect yourself, but you still have to load it. Like one of his avatars is like
Absolutely,
half a
yeah.
gig to load.
That's not that is
Like it's not an
RIP
efficient way to do it. Not efficient at all. But there are things that can be done to protect from ripping.
absolutely, yeah.
Some.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's one thing I would have said in the previous video. Actually, thinking about it would be the avatar ripping, like prevention.
Yeah, that
If
is.
things could be done better, that is something I have to think about. Yeah.
And the sad truth is
Well,
that
well,
the modders are coming back. I've seen a bunch
True.
of them all over the place, and even with EAC, it's not a one-all be-all solution to it.
No.
Sad truth.
Mhm.
It's like a band-aid
True.
on a festering wound. It just doesn't solve it. You're hiding it. That's about all you can do,
No. Yeah.
unless you dig into it. Although, on the opposite side of being from EAC, people who hate it from the part who I'm a person who kind of liked it, I think the community response to it was a bit poor.
It was very. There was a lot of upset
Going around.
absolutely, and the majority of people I actually spoke to were like kind of on the fence of they were not for EAC like in the first place.
Mhm.
For the number one reason, the camera. That was a big, massive thing, especially if you're a content creator. Like having that camera, like, was handy. And again, people say I had friends that were deaf, hard of hearing or deaf or blind or things like that, and these mods were nice to have for
Yeah.
those kind of people to still be included. But then going back a few
subjects as well. What was the percentage of people that had that?
through these issues of the whole community, do you know what I mean? Like to focus on, like
To-
that
To make basic
would that have been
guesses,
realistic?
about
Yeah.
20,000 players a day play VRChat. Let's say 1% of people have a disability where they require mods. You're looking at
Yeah.
not much.
No,
Like
that's it,
10%
yeah,
of that would be
that's it.
2,000. Less than 200 people a day would need it. But that's across the
Yeah.
entire planet.
So yeah, there you go. Yeah, it shows you.
Not at
yeah.
any given
A lot,
time,
you're right, though.
spread throughout the day.
Yeah.
So you're looking
Spread,
at
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
5 to 20 people on at any given time who may need it, of the 20,000 who are on
Yeah.
at that moment who need it.
That's it.
So that, I think they call it the law of
Averages, I think. Kind of what you're
Yeah,
talking
like
about.
it's
there,
not
just
much to
averages.
worry about. Like a bigger concern
No.
is like crashing,
Yeah.
ripping, and trolls. they're more of a problem to be
Account
dealt
security.
with. Yeah,
Yeah.
that stuff. And with that kept in mind, I understand why
Absolutely.
they would include EAC, but there are better programs out there than EAC they could have included.
True. Because I think EAC is a competitive style, like sort of
A lot of like your shooting games and stuff.
Yeah,
tend to
yeah,
have
yeah.
a high competitive
It's also
scene,
not the
use
best one.
anti-cheat.
like Apex has it. I'm pretty sure. Well, there
Yeah,
you go.
yeah.
These kind of games all use that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's if you play. I don't know. Don't quote me on it, but some places like you said, I think Call of Duty may use it, if I remember correctly.
I'm pretty sure they do.
Pretty sure
It's
they do. Yeah.
I believe it's
Or
like
their
the
own
lower
similar
end
Variation.
of the
Yeah,
anti-cheats, though they could have also done to get rid of mods as a Bethesda style where you like submitted it through a program and they had a specific store you can install mods from. Like if you
Yeah.
opened up the little launch
right.
pad and you'll see mods and you go there instead and people would submit whatever it is they've created to VRChat to approve or disapprove and whatever. That way they know we want this and not that. It's a bit hands-on-y and a bit big brothery, but at least that way there'll be mods.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Either get rid of the ones you don't want and keep the ones you want. Be something.
Yeah, you get option, you get
Yep.
choices, you get what works for you.
But they did what they did now, so
Well, that's it. We just need to get on with it, I suppose. At least we still have VR chat.
yeah,
At
VRChat's
least.
still here.
So that's
For something, at least.
Well,
that's for something.
to be fair, where else is there to go? There isn't any other places like this. There's Chill Out VR and Neos,
True.
but they're not as populated. Nor there's as much to do.
That's true.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's true.
True, yeah. I've heard stories about people hopping over and then coming back. Like at the height of the whole anti-cheat system, like being
Like that's
like when people were the most upset, they were going straight to Neo, so I'm not coming back, I'm going to chill at VR, and then people were testing their avatars and then like they were having issues with their SDK getting their avatars over into
Neos or like Chill Out VR.
It just didn't seem to be as compatible as it was for VR chat. So
Naturally, they just kind of came back
Yeah.
and like, you know, it's like
Yeah,
I think it was just hurtful at the time, but you know, I think people have came around to it. You know,
Yeah.
I believe they've came around to
a lot of people have come back, and a lot of people I've known too who said, I'm going to these other places, they're back now. Now, these alternative programs, what I've seen, they're not as advanced as VRChat is. They have some gimmicks and things that VRChat didn't have. I think like Chill Out VR may have had like a messaging program within the thing, but as like all the features VRChat has, kind of has one up on most people. Like it's even better than Mark Zuckerberg's little Horizon Worlds thing there, and he was dumping millions, or if not a billion,
yes,
into creating it.
Yeah.
Like VRChat's like a unique little niche.
Yeah.
And it's been very good, I must admit. Like I've never really had big issues with VR chat, you know, and hence why I'm still customer.
Still here. I still use the services. I pay for
My
my
VR chat plus and stuff like that. Another thing as well, people were going around boycotting the VR chat plus, cancel your VR chat subscription, all that kind of stuff in response to the anti-cheat coming out, you know. It got political.
It got quite tensions were high at that time because that was early TikTok days, and it was crazy, you know. And I'm just sitting going,
Where's my friends?
they're all on news.
I was kind of tempted during that time to gift VRChat
Yeah.
Plus to people who are upset about VRChat Plus, just to be a little shit.
Oh really? Oh,
I was tempted to do that.
I mean, you know, VR chat plus free, that might swing you back.
Maybe. Who knows? So, so what brought you guys into the TikTok community, and how'd you guys meet each other?
Oh, well, good question. So I think the same reasons, right? Like in terms of the content creation, you just kind of, you wanted to try your hand at something different, right? However, in terms of how we came into contact, I was on holiday or vacation for the Americans. I was in Germany and I had a lot of stuff recorded and ready to post at the time. So, you know, over the course of my holiday, vacation, and Ike was commenting and liking a lot of the videos I was doing. A lot of stuff recorded and a while until one day I went, that's bloody Iketheyeen. Like I know, oh my god, Ike's reaching out saying hi, commenting regularly, and you know, it was the same with Jar. Jar's another, big TikTok as well, big Blue Dragon guy. He would same thing, message me, and it took me a while to realize, oh, that's bloody Jar. So naturally, we got into contact. I got in contact with Ike. We started to hang out, got some collabs, spent a lot of time together, and here we are now. Did I miss any information?
Yeah. No, that's pretty much it. Spot on.
Pretty much it. You reached out first, definitely. You were the one to go, hi, how you doing? I like your stuff. Keep up. And I'm like,
I still can't believe that. I don't know how I've done that because I rarely ever do something like that. So
I'm glad that you did.
Once in a blue moon, I guess.
So why do you want to do that then?
I don't know. I mean, his content just really stuck out to me at the time, and I don't know. I guess get interest and was just like, why not shoot a message, see what's up, get to know the guy.
There's no harm in it. But look where we are now.
And ever since then, we've formed a pretty close bond.
Absolutely.
Now,
I see this being on the regular.
Oh,
super regular.
Oh yeah.
So where do you want to see yourself
Give
go?
him a
in
week.
the
He'll
whole
be parking behind his car line.
Where do you want to see yourself go?
Where I'd want to.
Yeah.
As of recently, I've definitely slowed down posting a lot just because of a lot of personal issues. But definitely have been heavily looking into obviously going back to like at least close daily posting, if not every other day. But once I start beginning that flow once again, I hope to just try and rebuild my own little community within the community. As I've always said from the beginning, it's still up on my TikTok, my very first video. It's always been a dream of mine to create a safe haven, a safe place for basically anybody that needs it. For the community, people who aren't furries but respect furries, if they're willing to join as well. And
which I can vouch for, by the way, because you're the one that reached out to me in the first place and kind of offered like a kind hand and said, listen, like I like your stuff. You might know me, I'm Ike, and I can vouch for that. Like the community that Ike has is a safe haven for a lot of people. I can vouch.
Thank you.
That leaves me out line.
Why
I'm
is that?
too much of an ass.
It's okay. That's why we're called Metaverse Degen. We're a bunch of assholes and degenerates.
Hey, not so loud. You get everybody wanting to join. Well, go ahead and join. We want y'all. Yeah, just come on in. We'll
So, I wish you the very best at creating your community. And I hope it continues
Thank you.
to go
That
your
really
way.
means
You're
a lot.
welcome. I genuinely do wish you the absolute best.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, like to be honest, one of the things where I like pulling like people like you and Mark on all the time to talk to you guys is I find everything you do fascinating. Like not just like TikTok creators, but world creators and everything else like that. Like I'll just watch your guys' stuff and I'm like, holy shit, people are doing other things other than chatting in here.
Yeah, but what I will say is though, it's nice what you're doing at the same time. Like I don't want you to. To me, you've kind of lowballed yourself. I think what you're doing here is really good as well. Like you're getting various, it's like a melting pot of different, VR related content that you can get on this channel, from DJs to content guys to video editors to avatar creators. You're bringing everybody here. And
I thought it was because we were just fucking screwballs. What the fuck am I doing wrong?
What the fuck? Like, it's nice. It is genuinely nice to see that you've got this as a platform as well, which is your nice contribution to the VRChat community as well. I might add. Like, don't underestimate.
I appreciate that, Mark.
It's very nice. Yeah,
I really appreciate that.
It's actually refreshing to see. That's good.
Well, thank you.
And it's a lot of fun.
Just stay away from the early content stuff. It's super cringy.
Early content stages.
I rolled in about the wrong time on the boat, and all of a sudden I get my finger stuck in the hole. And I'm here now.
Well, yet again, I'd like to say thank you both for coming on. I do appreciate it. You're always welcome to come on again.
Oh, thanks
Yeah,
again
well,
for
guys.
just having me here. Like, I'm more than happy to be
no
here.
problem. If there's anything you guys want to
Okay.
plug, your social media, TikTok, feel free. I'll put everything will be in the description below. Hey, feel free.
Oh, no, Mark, it was you first.
Oh my
No, you're the
god! Oh
guest.
my
I've been here
god! Here we
before.
go.
I've been here before.
It's a traffic
Alright. TikTok is just Iketheyeen, of course. Twitch is also Iketheyeen. Twitter also Iketheyeen. It's pretty much all my socials. YouTube Iketheyeen, sorry.
I'm gonna run out of fingers here. Like, I need to catch up. Wait a minute.
Use your feet. What the hell? You got those
Oh,
two.
yeah.
Come
Oh,
on,
yeah.
you can
Oh,
do
yeah.
it. Come on.
There
There you go.
Oh, I might appeal to a certain audience if I, if I whip the beans out anymore.
Oh boy. Jeez.
What about you,
And
Marky?
Markogragon VR.
Markogragon VR.
Markogragon VR, you can find me.
Me on TikTok. Hopefully, I'll do Twitch stuff maybe at some point. Maybe venture onto YouTube. But at the moment, TikTok.
You can find me there.
Bye, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your morning.
Thank you.
Bye, folks.
Adios.
Don't get lost in the traffic.